Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of Squeaky Wheel Productions' Disability Series. Today's topic is disability stereotypes. We will spend the duration of this episode talking about common misconceptions about disabilities. Let's get started. Some people believe that all disabilities are visible, and that people with disabilities look and act a certain way. There are also those who think that people with invisible disabilities are faking it. However, as we discussed in episode 2, there are many examples of disabilities that are not visible. Examples include epilepsy, diabetes, chronic pain, and mental illnesses. The fact is, people with disabilities do not always show the same signs and symptoms, and people with invisible disabilities are not faking it. For example, some people in wheelchairs can walk, but find walking difficult or painful, which is why they use a mobility device, and people who are deaf do not always know sign language or how to read lips. Another common disability stereotype is that people with disabilities are incapable or unintelligent. This stereotype suggests that people with disabilities cannot do anything on their own and cannot work or contribute to society. However, the reality is people with disabilities are just as capable as able-bodied people. There are many things that we can do on our own. We may just have a different way of doing things. Furthermore, there are many people with disabilities who are in the workforce and who regularly contribute to society. For example, Stephen Hawking is a world-renowned physicist who just happens to have a disability, and Rick Hansen, the man in motion himself, is a strong advocate for people with disabilities. Another common misconception is that people with disabilities have a low quality of life, that we are sad or depressed, or that we are suffering. But none of these things are true. In reality, people with disabilities can live full and happy lives, but we may require a few adaptations. For the most part, we are not sad, nor are we suffering. The next stereotype on this list suggests that a building is accessible as long as it has a ramp. Stereotypes like this make it seem as if accessibility is one size fits all, but the reality is a little more complicated. As we discussed in our Access and Inclusion mini-series, there are many factors that influence accessibility, and accessibility means different things to different people. For some, it means being close to an accessible washroom, while for others it means the existence of braille or talking signs. Of course, these are just examples, and this is in no way a complete list. Some people think that it is risky to accommodate for people with disabilities. They believe that doing so is difficult or costly and has little payoff. Fortunately, this is not the case, as most accommodations are not as difficult or as expensive as people think, and the benefits usually outweigh the risks. There is a common misconception that people with disabilities want special treatment, but in reality, we want to be treated just like everyone else. Well, that's the end of our list. Can you think of any other disability stereotypes that I missed? Please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be the first to know about future content. Also, be sure to check out this week's vlog, which continues our discussion about disability stereotypes. And feel free to check out the additional resources below. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.